In July 2006, it was announced that Lebanon was in a state of war. Being a Lebanese with a British citizen, I was rounded up by the British embassy, shipped to Cyprus and then to England. When I reached England, I realized that there was lots of different biased opinions being formed, and that the war was greatly misunderstood. Some of these opinions were that the military force Hezbollah was the cause of the war by capturing 2 Israeli soldiers. My opinion is that Israel was planning this war for so long and were waiting for any sign or cause to have political conflict with Lebanon. There was lots of social, economic and political loss. Infrastructure was destroyed on a large scale, and lots of lives of the local Lebanese people were lost, mostly due to the bombing of the Israeli Air Force.
If you ask about the media coverage of the 2006 war in Lebanon, as a Lebanese in general, I'd say that it just exposed the fact that media is just a projection of government policy. No freedom, no any unbiased opinion. It's just a reflection of the government's the government's stand, the government's position. For example, if you take the interview 6 days into the war, if you take the interview of Sky News with former PM Mr. George Galloway, and how disrespectful the news anchor was, I can't remember her name, and how she was trying to prevent, or how she was trying to attack George Galloway for defending Hezbollah, the Lebanese resistance, and at the same time how she was trying to, it just shows, it reflects American policy, of course, Sky News, or British policy, I should say. So, moving on from the example of Sky News and how that example could be used to generalize in most cases. If you take CNN or other channels, even the Arabic channels, those Arabic channels belonging to so-called friendly governments to the West in general, and the US in particular, even those media, the Arab media, was attacking Hezbollah and blaming the whole war on Hezbollah, and just sounding exactly like the BBC sounded, or like Sky sounded, but in Arabic, and they carried the same opinion. So it shows also that they are adopting, or they are endorsing their government's opinion and just like projecting it out, just revealing it the way it is. And even after the war, towards the end of the war, when Israel was losing, you could see that they all just shut up and stopped broadcasting the rubbish that they were broadcasting at the beginning. And basically, it just shows that the media, in the end, to summarize it, just shows that the media, even now, if you take the example of the general revolutions happening in the Arab world, you'd see the same situation almost. Deceit and complete ignorance, I'd say.
The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah began on 12 July 2006 when Hezbollah terrorists crossed the border into Israel and on Israeli army convoy. Hezbollah killed 8 soldiers and kidnapping 2 others. Hezbollah had been looking to capture Israeli troops so they could trade them for hundreds of prisoners in Israel that had been rounded up for their occupation of Lebanon. Hundreds and hundreds of civilians were killed during the war, people who I saw by my own eye, killed by the terrorist Hezbollah troops. However, the press coverage in the West came into heavy criticism, as the regular anti-Israeli media internationally gave favorable coverage for Hezbollah. Many claimed Israelis was responsible for the casualties before investigation revealed that we as Israelis are not. The most famous incident of bad press coverage was the now fired returned journalist Adnan Haj, who internationally doctored his pictures of the event.